Now let's go back. Okay, let's go back to the domain and range. So how do we find the domain and range? Okay, so number one, what is the domain of F inverse? So we're asked to find the domain of F inverse and the range of F inverse. Now take note that F is a polynomial. Take note of this. If your function is a polynomial, then the domain or range is the set of real numbers. So in this case, kay F man eh, so domain ta. The expression is x minus 4, a polynomial. This is the set of real numbers. Always the set of real numbers. So for the inverse, your domain will become the range of F inverse. Okay, kaya mag-exchange man si x ug si y. Right? Next, this is for the range of F inverse. So let's go to your F inverse of x. This is a polynomial, right? So kay polynomial man, okay, if that is a polynomial, therefore the range of the domain of your F inverse is equal to the set of real numbers. Okay, polynomial man po siya. So we have these two, the domain and the range of the F inverse is the set of real numbers. Okay. Next, example 2. Erase. Again, it's a polynomial. This is a polynomial, so the domain of F is the set of real numbers and will become the range of F inverse. Now, for the F inverse, for the range, range. So for the domain of F inverse, let's look at this. We can rewrite this as x over 2 minus 4 over 2 or x over 2 minus 2, right? So wala siya variable sa denominator. So this is still a polynomial. So therefore, that is the set of real numbers. Next, number 3. Okay, this is f of x equals negative x over 3 plus 1. Again, there's no variable at the denominator. We can consider this as a polynomial. So the domain of f is the set of real numbers. So therefore, this will become the range of the f inverse. For the domain of f inverse, we will concentrate here. So f inverse, this is just a polynomial, right? Because we can distribute that. We have negative 3x plus 3. Another polynomial. So the set of real numbers. Number 4. Okay, ang number 4 is this one. The question now here, this is not a polynomial because there is a variable at the denominator. So polynomial over polynomial siya nga form. Now the question here is, when is this undefined? When b is 0. Okay, so meaning we will delete this condition. So for number 4, for the domain of f, it must be your denominator x must not be 0, right? Okay, if 0 siya, undefined siya. So therefore, your domain is the set of real numbers minus or except the set containing 0. Okay? So the set of real numbers, like that. So this will become your range of f inverse. Okay? For the domain of f inverse, okay na naman tayo range of f inverse, concentrate po ta dire. So the same thing, your denominator must not be 0. So x must not be 2. So the domain of f inverse, kasi f inverse man ta nagtanaw, is what? The set of real numbers except 2. Because if 2 siya, then undefined imong function. Last, okay, by the way, nasa yung pagsulat kanina, so this must be x minus 2. Okay, this one, x minus 2. So for the last one, last part, this is still a in fraction form with a variable at the denominator. So the domain of f is what? The denominator must not be 0. So x must not be equal to negative 3. So this will become the set of real numbers except negative 3. So this is now your range of f inverse. And for the domain of f inverse, so concentrate here, it's still in rational form. So we have your denominator must not be 0, x minus 2 must not be 0, so x must not be 2. So it must, the domain of our f inverse is the set of real numbers except 2. Okay.